All right, good morning. So let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today, Tuesday, May 18th. And with me in the studio is my head coach, Mark Hodge. Good morning, Mark. Well,
Good morning, Marcus.
stocks are pointing to a higher opening after yesterday's losses. Let's take a look at the chart here.
Yeah, they are. Futures are slightly higher, and it looks like the Nasdaq right now is leading the way. So tech getting a bit of a boost heading into the open.
Yeah, so here we see the futures overnight. So the Nasdaq up 0.5%. The Dow and the S&P 500 pretty much flat going into the open. So yesterday we still had some jitters, right? I mean, the markets were closing lower all across the board. I mean, the Dow was down 0.16%, not that much. The S&P 0.25%, and the Nasdaq zero point 0.6. So what happened yesterday?
You tell me, Marcus.
Well, it just honestly, it just a little bit nervousness on Monday. Okay, what's happening?
Yeah.
Cryptocurrencies were crashing yesterday after Elon Musk over the weekend tweeted that or hinted at that Tesla might have sold all of their bitcoins, but then he paddled back and said, no, we haven't. So this was in a tailspin. There's still uncertainty regarding inflation. And then we have earnings reporting this week. So we have the retailers reporting this week, and we kicked off with Home Depot and Walmart. And when Home Depot knocked it out of the park, also Walmart, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that futures aren't pointing to a higher start, especially because it's tech that's actually higher because the earnings that we saw pre-market were great. And you're right about Home Depot, up about 2% last I looked. They reported earnings of $3.86 a share versus a $3.08 estimate. So they beat earnings per share. The revenue was better. Same store sales rose 31%. Compared to a year ago, there are 19.3% more customer transactions, and spending is up 10% per visit. So, really, Home Depot having a solid uh, earnings report.
Yeah, I mean, thus far this year, they're already up 20%, and they're tacking on another, what is it here, 2%. So the other retailer that reported is Walmart, and also Walmart reported really pretty strong earnings here. Do you have the numbers
Yeah,
there?
last I looked, they were up 3-4% pre-market, and they earned $1.69 per share. This was compared to $1.21 that was expected. Revenue was also a beat, and they raised their full year outlook. So the full year outlook, I think, is really what people are looking for right now because we've seen an earnings season. It's been a pretty positive earnings season overall, but it looks like traders are really looking at that outlook, right? What's going to happen for the year?
Right. And then we have Macy's.
Yep.
Macy's still alive and kicking.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Yeah, up about 3% last I looked. And now Macy's reported 34 cents a share, and this was worse than expected. They were expecting to come in at 41 cents a share, um, but they also saw a 60% surge in same-store sales, and they raised their full year outlook. So it looks like the move higher pre-market is because of the outlook, the future guidance, not necessarily the earnings per share miss.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems that I mean, with the COVID vaccine rollout and the stimulus checks, it's definitely helping retailers. So first of all, the stimulus checks, this is where many were expecting that they go into the retailers, and this was the intention, right? I mean, to boost our economy. So it seems that this has worked, and now, I mean, since we can now go without masks. I mean, at least those who are fully vaccinated, according to the CDC guidelines, right? I mean, people seem to head back to the malls and into the stores to refresh their wardrobes. I mean, after sitting in sweatpants for the last year, I don't know, whatever it might be. But we're also winding down the first quarter earnings season, and right now we have more than 90% of the companies that has reported their report. And it seems that thus far out of these, 86% have beaten expectations. So much better than expected. And this is according to FactSet. So FactSet has been tracking this. And if this is true for the remaining 10%, this would be the highest percentage of earnings surprises since 2008 when FactCheck began tracking this metric. Did you see that?
Well, no, I didn't, but from what I've seen earnings wise, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to talk about Tesla this morning. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. So, I mean, Elon Musk, has he gone too far with all of his tweets and sending the markets in tailspins? I mean, earlier this year, he tweeted that Tesla will accept Bitcoin, and Bitcoin started rallying. Let's actually bring up Bitcoin here on the chart. So this is what happened earlier this year. And then over the weekend or last week, he actually said, well, we stop accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment because he was concerned about the energy consumption that it takes. So, I mean, needless to say, he seems like I don't know, a wild cannon. What do you say? He seems to be all over the place here.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he found a new little toy, because he got in trouble with some of his tweets related to Tesla, with the SEC. And so I think once he realized that he could do the same thing with Bitcoin and not get in trouble, now that's his new vice. And nothing against Elon, but I think that he's messing around just a little too much. But the news that came out recently, and this doesn't seem to be affecting the stock too much, but it's still a fun story, and that is Michael Burry has purchased puts against 800,000 shares of Tesla, about 534 million. This was according to an SEC filing for his firm. And if you don't know who Michael Burry is, the movie The Big Short, great movie, by the way. Christian Bale played his character, but Michael Burry was really the one of the big names to during the housing crisis to say that mortgage-backed securities was just going to lead to a huge problem in the housing market in general. So he called
Yeah.
that.
So if you haven't seen the movie The Big Short, definitely a must see. And I mean, Tesla, since it's high at around 900, is down 36%. So here's the reason why Michael Burry is short. Because in the fourth quarter of 2020, let me actually go back and write a few numbers down because it's super important to understand what's going on here. And this is why he says, you know what, I don't think that they're as profitable as they say they are. Because in the first quarter, they reported a 270 million in net profit. However, this is where he says, well, was enabled by its sale of 401 million in regulatory credits to other automakers. So if you take those away, then I mean, without these credits that they are selling to other automakers, I mean, most importantly, Fiat Chrysler, which is now called Stellantis. I mean, without this, they would still operate at a loss. And he says, you know what? Tesla has racked up $1.6 billion in credits. And this is why they have been able to have these 4 profitable quarters that enabled them to get into the S&P 500. But he said, if you just look at the company, they are still not profitable. And this is where he says, combined with Elon Musk going on a wild goose chase here with cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it might be, says, you know what? I think this will hurt investors and Tesla might go further down. So that's his reason for this. Hey, because of this, I saw that now Elon Musk is no longer the world's second richest man. So here's the Bloomberg index of the richest man in the world, and he has been unseated by Bernard Arnault. Do you know this guy? Do you know what he does?
No.
He's actually the chairman of LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton and Hennessy, and so it's luxury brands. Let me just bring up the chart here of because it is a publicly traded company. What is it? MH. So it is. Where are we? I thought that they said it's a mouthful. It's Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, and all of these. So this is the chart of it, and he is now the second richest man in the world. But all of this is tied to the stock price. If you look at it, they're just separated by a few $1 million here. So really a close race. Still, the richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos, and I think also All the other people in the top 10, no surprise there, no other surprises. But yeah, because of Tesla losing all of his money in the stock, this is where he lost a little bit of his fortune, a few million, and it's now dropped to number 3. What do you think about that? Boo hoo
We'll see
hoo.
if he tweets about it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your radar this morning?
Those are the big things that popped up for me.
Yeah, I want to go back to
So,
Home Depot. It's really interesting. I saw this morning. Did you notice, or did you know that Home Depot has actually is selling a toilet for $9,750? This, ladies and gentlemen, is a toilet.
is it the toilet
Can you
of the
believe it?
future?
Can you believe it? People seem to
What
like
does it
it. I
do?
mean, wow. This is where you gotta love Home Depot. I did not know that you can spend $9,750 on a toilet. Okay. Hey, let's go back to the economy and talk
Wow.
a little bit more about home prices here. We should actually talk about this. And home builders have been doing good this year. I mean, here we see DHY, which is D.R. Horton. I mean, really having a great year thus far. Let me just see where we stand for the year. Um, yeah, I mean, up 38% year to date. So we definitely have a housing boom going on. I just heard that the median prices of homes in California is now more than $800,000. That is the median price. This is the first time ever that it topped $800,000. Crazy, isn't it?
I believe it. I
And
believe
since
it.
the market is so crazy, I also saw that 63% of the people who bought a new home last year in 2020 made an offer without seeing the property. 63%
Wow.
made an offer because I mean, right now houses are getting are gone within hours. I mean, it's really a
Yeah.
matter of hours. Super crazy. So I mean, this means, is the economy doing good? I mean, we will hear more about this on Wednesday, tomorrow, when the FOMC meeting minutes will be released. I mean, this is when Fed Chair Jerome Powell will actually, or we will see what they decided last week during their meeting. We kind of know what they said, right? Because
Sure.
they have their quick statement after the meeting. But here we will see in the meeting minutes if there's any wording that might hint at that the Fed might be thinking about maybe changing their policy, and if so, this could send the markets lower. For now, we just see that volatility is definitely back in the markets. I mean, the VIX has spiked. I mean, this year since May, the VIX has spiked, came down a little bit, but is still at a reading of 20. So volatility is back, which is good for us since we like to sell option premium. And option premium go up when the volatility is going up. So this is all good.
Nice
Hey,
day yesterday.
huh? A great day
Nice day
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday we entered 3 positions. And speaking of trading, we need to jump in our mastermind call where we trade with our mastermind group. Hey, hope that you found this update valuable. If you did, click on like. And if you want to see us again, click on subscribe, hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever we are coming live or when we are releasing a new video. All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading.